We are a very new journal. We have 2 issues out so far, and our journal comes from my home department, Department of Art Education at Florida State University. And our whole department follows the journal, the Art for Life philosophy, and that basically means that we educate, we structure our programs, we do everything relating to art, and we use art as a tool for social change. That everything is intended to be we tend to do kind of good-hearted projects. At least that's our intention when we build them. And we're unique in the sense that we have, in a fairly small department, we are 5 full-time tenure track or tenured faculty, and adding 1 this year and hopefully 2 next year. We run a fairly big graduate program, and one of the challenges is that we are 3 very different disciplines: art therapy, arts administration, and that has museum art education under arts administration and art education. And so that is also the focus of the journal. Our intention is to balance submissions and manuscripts from all 3 disciplines as well as any other discipline. And the journal is not limited to visual arts. A lot of our students also have backgrounds in dance, theater, music, and so we're not solely visual arts program, although all the faculty has visual arts backgrounds. What else could I say? Since we only have 2 issues out, we're still kind of looking to build our identity, and I thought that since I'm leaving this position as the ABER SIG chair, what could I do now? So I thought we'd have a special issue, and not just like in a few years, but let's do this now. And so we have a deadline for arts-based research and social justice issue on January 1st, 2012, and it will come out in the fall 2012. And any kind of inquiries, if you have any questions about would your piece fit, and would it be something that we're looking for? I added some of those descriptions to the little handout I made for you, but you can email me and say, this is what I'm thinking. Do you think I'm going in the right direction? We haven't had that many images so far, but because we have the ability to go online, but we also printing the journal with the gracious funding from our dean at this point. We can include visuals, but we have not been able to have color images so far. But if we go more so, I'm thinking that for this special issue, we'll probably end up having potentially a slightly different version on paper, and then one with more attachments and more links and so on online. So philosophical slant or anything like that, we're always open to all theoretical, research-based, as well as practice-based articles. Research is definitely an emphasis, and there should be some kind of conceptual theoretical framework in writing practice-based articles. However, we do look for teacher-written articles constantly, and the newest issue actually has 2 of the articles. The first 2 are from practicing teachers. We also try to include a student article in every issue. So far we've had 4 to 6 articles in an issue, so we also favor student-written work and from all these disciplines. Yeah, Nadine?
What does a student, how do you define a student?
However you define it.
Or a K to 12 student?
I'm still a student.
Yeah, right.
Well, I don't know if a K through 12 student would randomly look our journal online and feel like, man, I'm going to send them a text about anything from we actually lost our undergraduate program, and we built a different kind of 4+1 degree structure, so we only had graduate students. So for us, that wouldn't be something that we'd have an undergraduate submission from our program, although it could come from related programs, but we're certainly open to that as well. I think that's it. Any questions?
You accept papers from other countries?
Yes, we do. We actually, because we have a lot of students who are from different countries, and I am not sure if the newest one has, I should have looked at it more carefully. Let's take this part out too. But I'm not sure if the most recent one does, but yes, we definitely open to submissions from other countries. That's not anything that we, it would be a focus, either whether it's a US based or Northern American or anything like that. That's not something that we even have thought about. Yeah, Nadine.
Do you imagine that you'll have special issues in the future after this arts-based and social justice issue?
I think so, because I've personally been excited to hear about like the VAR special issue that Stephanie and Rita are doing, or the VAR special issue that Steve and Kevin are doing in graphic novels. So I think that that's something that I could see that we could go in the direction where we have a special issue as well as then an issue open to all kinds of arts, art education, social justice related matters. So, and that's why I think it's important personally for me to do it at this point, because we are very different, three very different disciplines, and the research traditions in, for example, art therapy is very different than in art education, that we explore and potentially cross-educate one another on what could be done and what could be possible, studying the important things of equity and social justice in society using arts, and that's the slant. Thank you. Any questions?